Good morning, everybody. Welcome. My name is Katie Cleesby, and I am the owner and co-founder of Recsperts. And today we have a special guest for Meet the Recsperts. And today we have Coach Jeff with Fitness
Hey,
Image Results.
thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming on today, Jeff. We're so excited to highlight your services, and you're one of the first Recsperts to join as well. So we'll dive right into it. So welcome, Coach Jeff. And if you want to go ahead and tell us about yourself and your business.
Yeah, actually, Fitness and Results started in 1998, and we were a personal training company. We went into Gold's Gym. So it's funny, I was just telling you early before we went live that I went to Marymount University, which is in Arlington. So all this started, I'm originally from Maryland. And so when I jumped the border, my Maryland people would say, once I went to college, and then I've been in Virginia, Northern Virginia ever since. So I went to Marymount University, and I was going to be a physical therapist. And at the same time, I was prior military as well as being a personal trainer. I got a rare opportunity to open up my own personal training business right when I was graduating. I graduated in 1998. So literally, I started Fitness Image Results right when I graduated instead of going to get my master's in PT. So it's funny how the Lord does things. It's like, instead of being on the rehabilitative side, I'm more on the healthy body fit side. So I'm still in the field that, I have the passion for and my gifts are.
Awesome. It certainly sounds like you have a passion for rehabilitation. So where are you located, just for everyone to know, and what areas do you serve for your fitness image
So we still
business?
serve Arlington, so all of Northern Virginia. But we mainly, I live now in Loudoun County. So as I started to move out, I started in Arlington, and those Northern Virginia people that know what I'm talking about. You start to have kids and stuff like that. So then you move out. So we moved out to the country in Lovettsville, and so majority of the business is in Loudoun County, but we still service everywhere from Arlington, Falls Church, Herndon, and all of, I would say, Northern Virginia.
Awesome.
And we just launched a virtual training. So we're actually, if you think about it, we're nationwide, worldwide with the virtual training services.
Absolutely. I'm sure through the pandemic with everybody, you made a pivot. And is that kind of how the virtual training came to be, or?
Exactly how we always talked about doing it. And then, there's bad things and good things about COVID. COVID kind of just forced us to really launch it. We still continued our outdoor programs. So we were literally the only thing open because we were in like parking lots and we were doing like 6 people at a time. I mean, I was working crazy hours, but people were getting fit and they were coming from everywhere. I mean, we had people coming from Berryville, Winchester,
Wow.
to Ashburn, because that was their outlet. That was their fitness. So it really kind of made us kind of blow up in Loudoun County by making sure that we had an option for people that wanted an in-person option.
Awesome. So yeah, I'm going to move actually to the question about what services that you offer, because you kind of touched upon that already with outside in the parking lots. And I think you were telling me about like PE options as
Yes.
well.
So we have a unique model. So we don't have a storefront. What I found, when I started the business in 1998, we would go into gyms, and what I found was that there was a huge need for services from gyms, local communities, counties. They needed professionals like myself to come in to their space. They had all this space, but they needed the professional to come in and create these programs. So there
Mhm.
became a huge niche for that, and it became a huge demand. So it started with going in the gyms, and they would contract our services for personal training, and then we got into counties and local government, and now we go into schools. There's a huge need for schools,
Oh,
especially now. So we actually do a boot camp for teachers. We do a boot
oh,
camp for
wow.
teachers. So we go to your site. So what we do is our niche and the services we provide. We're business to business, but we also do individual as well. But
Mhm.
we will come into your site and customize a fitness program based on whatever your surroundings, your facility has. So we're really good at being creative with very little equipment and creating a great fitness program for your organization or even individuals.
And as a formal physical education teacher with a phys ed degree, I can see how that is so necessary and so important, especially I wonder now with the pandemic and folks choosing to kind of homeschool or work home virtually. And now you have those options, right? So if there's parents out there who are looking for some phys ed time, Coach Jeff can be your person to get
Exactly.
your family
And,
moving.
and that was it was good that you brought that up. That was appealing to the COVID situation because we specialize in not having to be inside. So we take whatever it was. So like when COVID hit, I even had middle schools approaching me saying it has to be outdoors, and I said no problem. So we would go into like Blue Ridge Middle School, and even during COVID, we would take those kids outside, so they were still able to exercise in more of an outdoor environment versus an inside. So we're not subject to walls. And that's where we really are innovative in creating fitness programs where, you name it. I can do it in a small of an office, or I could do it in a big facility.
I love that. You're flexible, innovative, creative. So I'm going to ask you, what is your mission, and how are those words all intertwined in that? What are your values that you bring?
Right. Well, so our main value is to glorify God in all we do. So when we do that, that means whatever we do, we work at it with all of our heart, whether we're working for men or anybody. So our values are really it's simply beautiful. Is the fruit of the spirits: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. And then literally, if we can provide that to every person that we come across, we're going to be successful. So it's the little things. I always tell my other trainers, it's the little things, doing the little things right, which means just giving your heart for it, being selfless. And if you're selfless and you're showing up on time, part of being selfless is showing up on time. If you can do those little things, all of those big things, and your programs will be amazing just by doing those little things right.
Right. And those little building blocks lead to bigger goals and bigger accomplishments. And it's great that you're able to help all your clients through kids all the way up to probably, I don't know if you work with the elderly or.
Yes, we do have. It's funny. I have a senior boot camp, and the seniors love it. It's like I'm a big believer in functional fitness at every level. So it's funny. Like I'll have the seniors. I have a senior, I call them boomers. That's like the N word to say for seniors now. So the baby boomers, I don't know if you know what generation we're talking about, but we call them the boomers.
I do,
so
yeah.
The boomers class, they're doing, you won't believe this, they're doing agility ladders. But what's great, it's fall prevention. So the fact that they're doing and working these little steps with their feet and their movement, doing just small change in a controlled environment, small changes of direction, it really helps them with their balance in that, as they're going upstairs or there might be snow or ice, this area, it's crazy, is that they're less likely to fall and hurt something just by strengthening all those little movements. So you don't have to dumb it down for even the senior fitness. You just have to make sure that you can take an exercise and just modify it somewhat to their ability, but they can really do a lot of everything that, that I have even the kids and the adults do.
Love it. Functional fitness at all levels.
That's right.
So is it just you, Jeff, or do you have employees or trainers?
Yes,
How big is your staff?
10. We have 10 trainers on staff. We
have
10 trainers on staff right now. And and we're always looking for good people. I mean, obviously, the number one thing is that, you got to do the little things right. So what I mean is that even as you get big, even as you grow, if we're not doing the little things right, the big things aren't going to work. They're not going to happen. Your quality of service go down. So I learned at a very young age by making so many mistakes is I grew too fast at the beginning. And I realized that the quality of service was not what I believed in. And then I rescoped everything and we went down small. So I don't take on any contract that I feel I can't give 100% to. I do a lot of this stuff myself, but I have a lot of trainers that also work with me.
Awesome. Well, it speaks to your value as like you said, as a person and what you represent and your mission and all of it. So what's your favorite part about working in your position as a personal trainer or at your business?
Well, my favorite part, if you asked me this when I was younger, I would say, I love working with fit people and, people that share my common value. But, as I matured, I'm 46 now, as I matured, I realized that, God gave me a gift of this and I'm using the gift that he gave me. And it's just so amazing to be able to use the gift as well as make and provide for my family and livelihood. Not only that is that majority of the people I come across, they don't share the value. They don't share the value of fitness. Is I'm able to convert them to so they can see it. There's people I come across, majority of the people that come and they want my service is people that don't like fitness. They're flat out. They're like, I don't like to run. I don't like fitness. And just showing them that, look, it doesn't have to be a chore. We can make this fun, and let me show you how. And then to see them change and add it to them as a lifestyle. And now they're living better because they're active and they're moving well throughout their entire life. I mean, now, like people are older, 80 years old. So people are living longer. But why live longer in a chair when you can live longer, when you get to retirement, instead of having to be, spend your retirement years, not mobile, you're going on hikes, you're traveling, you're enjoying life because you made activity a lifestyle.
Of course. Yeah. And it all sounds like you help them see that intrinsic motivation and that light in themselves to be able to extend. And when you feel good about yourself, you can be the best version of yourself for everybody else in your life.
Exactly.
And awesome. And so that kind of moves into how you define your fitness exercise. Is nutrition involved at all in your program? Wellness? How does that all, capture your philosophy?
I believe in all aspects. So I believe that there's greatness in all aspects. Every single class has every part of your fitness component. So we have a mobility component, we have a stretch component, we have a strength component, we have a cardiovascular component, both aerobic and anaerobic. And yes, you can do anaerobic in a low impact environment. And then we also have balance. And so I believe in hitting all planes of motion, as you know, as a PE teacher and fitness professionals out there, every plan of motion in every single class. So literally that 60 minutes, although it's 1 hour, we will get all that in. So you're constantly moving. So we really believe functional fitness at your finest. All right. But we don't take out any of the stretches. So a lot of times people say, I go here and I came up with this method because I was that trainer in the gym, and I would work with them, and I was like, okay, now you got to do your cardio. Well, they don't go do it. They don't do it. Right. No. So I'm like, okay, I need to create something that when they leave me, I know that they're not going to do anything else. So that's how I try to incorporate every single thing. And then obviously eating well, but we also try to teach the values of nutrition. We're not registered dietitians. So I do consult. I have a list of consultants. So we stay in our lane, and only registered dietitians should be doing that, especially for special populations. But there's everything nowadays you have a watch, you have Weight Watchers point system. So like what works for one person isn't going to work for the other person. So what I always instill in people is don't make it too hard. Really, it's so simple. Energy in, energy out, but find your thing. I got a guy that does really well with Weight Watchers, the point system. Yeah. But then I have another person that likes to keep a log of their food. And then I have another person where they like paleo. I mean, so each individual works differently. So we got to find that what works for you.
Sure. And like you said, those little goals that add up to the big changes and the differences. And that's all part of it. Yeah, that functionality. So what are your goals? Do you have, I know you've been in operations since you said 1994, was it?
1998.
1998. Okay. And so what are your goals now? We're in 2022 for the next year, and kind of what drives your motivation for these goals?
Well, so I feel bad. Most of them are business related. So like their business. So one of our goals is to be easy to do business with, is that we're communicating the right thing, and that it's easy. Yeah, accessibility. So that's through our website, that you know what our products are. And this helps, obviously, talking to you, is knowing exactly what we offer, and then making it easy to, be able to, attain our services if you needed it. So I know it's more businessy, but I do have one exciting thing. One thing we wanted to do, what you touched on, is I believe like with COVID, is starting a kids character camp. So, but fitness character camp. And the reason why is because our kids have really took the brunt of this COVID situation. And so, most of them, now the mandates are starting to be released, but getting them active, not only that, is getting them in a social environment and showing them how to socialize, because, this virtual stuff is just virtual. So, when they get out and they're in front of somebody in person, is that, some of their social skills have gone and become non-existent. So by making these character camps, not only they're getting fit, but they're also learning how to work together. Like I said, the fruits of the spirit. And so they're doing the fruits of the spirit within these character camps. And so that's one of the passions I have of launching this year.
Awesome. I love that. Yeah. So much of when I taught phys ed K through 12 for 10 years, and the social skills they learn when they're playing games, also with getting physical activity, is huge. Jeff, if you, after this call, if you want to give us a list of your camps, or maybe they're on your services already, I'd love to highlight those, especially for spring and summer. We can share those on our social media because I think families really need to know about these options for physical activity. Yeah. And then I wanted to touch on, you said accessibility and making it easy for people to find you, which brings us to, how did you find Rexpert and how did you get connected with this space?
Well, I was blessed to have Katie reach out to me. So I guess, I got to admit, I am not good with social media. So I did, it was last year, it was one of our business goals. My wife been telling me for years, you need to hire a marketing person. So we were with Threshold Media and I love them. And so they have done really great with the stuff that I'm not good at. I'm not really social media. I don't have a personal page. It's only for the business. So they put this stuff out, and I guess you saw the stuff, which is great. And because of that, you reached out to me. And when I heard about what you're doing, I'm like, that's what my whole business is made of. I said, this is a perfect relationship. So I was like, all right, sign me up.
Awesome. And you did. You were one of like the first 5 people on there. So we are so grateful and appreciative for you.
Well, I love your creation, Katie. I love your creation. It's great.
So as we wrap up here, tell the folks, who is your ideal customer and really what sets you apart, right? The fitness industry is so competitive. Like, why choose Coach Jeff with Fitness Image Results?
Great question. So the ideal audience is people that want to get fit in a healthy lifestyle so that it makes life easier. So, part of the passion to getting fit should be that your everyday life now becomes easier. Walking steps, you're able to go on hikes, you're able to do the things that seemed like a burden before. So if you're one of those people, we're gonna lead you step by step into that. Now, what we do is one of my business models and my philosophy is to provide amazing training at an affordable price. And we do that through the group atmosphere. So it's almost like a price share. So by doing group atmosphere, we're still able to do individualized personal training within the group atmosphere. Because I'm prior military, I created this cadence. So I actually do a cadence to some of the exercises. Now, what that does is it creates a tempo. So what makes us unique is that our programs are 1 hour. Every day is different. Like, for instance, it's not cookie cutter at all. It's all customized on a daily basis. And not only that, you will not know the workout. And the reason why is because you can pick and choose the ones you like. And that's just the opposite. The ones you don't like are the ones you need. And so exactly. So every month we're always analyzing what plane of motion. So for instance, like last month, I'll give you an example. Last month, we really focused on some more of a rotational core. We weren't getting a lot of rotational movement into our classes. We would do some, but I realized that there was a need there that I saw the clients, and this is where that personalized attention comes. So last month we really emphasized some different rotational core exercises, and it's worked tremendously. Now the other thing is that what I'm finding is that we need some lower back strength for the month of March. I've incorporated through in some more exercises that include more of the posterior chain than the anterior chain, because I've noticed that people are getting really strong. We're seeing a good progression with all of their upper body exercises, but that lower back is still not where I want it to be. So this is how it tweaks every month and every day. So every day is different. Every workout's different. And that's why people stay with us for so long, is because it's something fresh every time.
Awesome. Something fresh every time. Amazing service at amazing price. You never know what you're going to get, but that's a good thing. And all those little changes that make huge life differences. That's what you get, folks. It's all in it. Coach Jeff is the real thing. Awesome. Is there anything else you wanted to say before we wrap this up?
I just wanted to say thank you so much for having me on here and for me to be able to tell you a little bit about the business. And I just hope that everybody stays fit and gets healthy this year.
Awesome. Well, you can find your Coach Jeff and Fitness Image Results and all his services right on www.recsperts.com. And you can message back and forth with Coach Jeff if you have questions right on the platform as well. And all his bio, his information is listed on Recsperts as well. So thank you, everybody, for joining us for our Rexpert Meet the Recsperts Lives. And we'll come to you next week with Coach Tracy Endo with Nova Sports Coach. Take care.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Bye.